How's it going, you guys? So on my way to work, doing the daily grind, We're halfway through the week. Yeah. Today's hump day, I think. Something like that. But, just trying to manage everything, So, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss what I don't so far like about, buying a house. Our realtor said we were ahead of the game because we already got pre-approved for buying a house. Our realtor. And, our lender chose our realtor because we didn't have a certain realtor that we were working with yet. Because I figured you get pre-approved, then you pick a realtor. They picked one for us. Older gentleman. Said he's experienced. He's used to working with first home buyers and stuff like that. And we need somebody in our corner that's experienced and stuff like that. So we were like, okay, cool, we'll go with him. And I was like, all right, if he's experienced and used to working with first-time home buyers, then he should make it pretty easy. But like, he brought up the MLS, which is the multi-list system or whatever listing system that show it's like multiple listing solutions or multiple listing whatever. And we told him what we were looking for, and he only gave, like, his filters that he applied only created like 3 houses for us. We were like, okay. Because we didn't open the door, or we went to an open house for one house, and there was a realtor there, obviously. And he set us up with one. Because we told him the same thing, how far we were looking to live within a certain area and stuff like that. And he came up with 34 houses versus our realtor that only brought up 3 houses. I'm not saying our realtor isn't good or anything like that, but it doesn't seem like he's doing a good job on finding or following what we were looking for. And like the one from the open house that we went to, he listed a lot of different prices, houses under 100, under our price range and stuff, to a little bit over, because he said you might be able to convince them and stuff like that. Usually a house sells like 3% below the asking price is what the realtors told us in our area. So he went a little bit over, and then our realtor only listed like 3 houses at one price point, nothing below it, nothing like that. So it was like, okay, not really helping us there, dude. But so that's kind of frustrating in the aspect that we're having to use a different realtor's listings to show our realtor, because our realtor didn't do a good job of listing the houses that we were looking for. I don't know if that's okay or what, but that's what we're trying to do. And then not only that, then our realtor was saying how busy he was and stuff like that. And we got responses from him the day that we called and talked to him, and when we got pre-qualified and everything. But, like, he said he was going to get the listings for us figured out and send me an email the same day Well, he didn't get it done the same day. He got it done 2 days later. So, alright, now he's even slower than what he said he was going to try to do. And he was saying about, just sending him addresses to the houses we were interested in. And like earlier today, I found a house she was interested in. I looked over it. I was okay with it. So I sent him the address and saying we were interested in that house. Well, guess what? Haven't heard a word from him. So when it comes so far, and that's kind of frustrating dealing with a realtor that, I don't know, it doesn't seem like he's available, I guess. But I mean, if he's super busy, maybe he's good and that's why he's so busy. I don't know, it's just odd. And so far, buying your first house seems to be a little bit more difficult. Now, in our situation, there's that makes ours a little bit harder than most first-time home buyers, because we're taking our tax return and putting it towards a down payment. So our lender's trying to make sure that we don't have to spend any more money out of pocket with like your closing costs and stuff like that. We're gonna try, and so if a house is so we're gonna try to get the seller to pay our closing cost. So if a house is listed for something, we might have to go a little bit over the asking price to make sure that the seller will do our closing cost for us. Our lender told us the closing cost is around $6 to $10,000 extra. So our lender's trying to make sure that we don't pay anything else out of pocket. We just pay the down payment. And if you're wondering what program we're going through for buying our first house, we're doing FHA. So, and of course, there was one house that we really liked. It was it was unique, and I think that's why the asking price for it was lower than most of the houses we were looking for. It had one small problem that our realtor said that FHA wouldn't be okay with, but I feel like we could put that in our contingencies, that has to be done before we close. And all it was missing was a little bit of siding on the add-on room that they added to the house. I mean, it wasn't even a whole side. It was literally just one small spot. But he was saying, the house has to be move-in ready. FHA, if you did get a house that needed, and we can't do fixer-uppers with an FHA loan. It has to be like move-in ready, and it has to pass the home inspection and stuff like that. So it's a little bit frustrating, to say the least. Like, we're ready to look at property before I have to switch shifts, because once I switch shifts, I don't know if we'll be able to view houses that late, and I don't want to miss too much work. So right now would be a good time to do it. And I haven't even heard back from our realtor, so there's nothing we can do. He said the only thing that we need to do right now is look at property, but I guess we have to wait till next week to view property, and that kind of sucks. Because some houses that we really like are on the market, and one of them that we really liked was the one that was below our price range. But it was really nice because the whole inside had already been remodeled and stuff, and it was unique. It was really cool. But I think it's pending sale right now, so I think they're trying to. I think it's about gone. So that kind of sucks that we'll get to miss out on that house, because that would be real easy, if they wouldn't pay the closing costs for the asking price or below it, we could ask a little bit more, and then our mortgage payment would still be pretty decent than what we're paying now, so it would have all equaled out. But that's a little frustrating. So buying a house, it for us so far has been a roller coaster of emotion. Like, we didn't know if we were going to get pre-qualified. And then we took all the stuff to the lender. The lender said, if you bring in all your financial stuff, that way I can write your pre-approval letter. Well, we took all our financial stuff. She didn't make any copies of anything. So that's weird. She still has all our financial stuff. We still haven't got a pre-approval letter. And then this realtor hasn't really done a good job of, communicating with us on, like, buying a house or, like, looking at property or stuff like that. He hasn't told us that he can get us in to show us his house at some point. So it's kind of like, it sucks. Everything's being drug out. I guess I'm one of those people, like, if someone's trying and wanting something from me, I get it done ASAP. As soon as I possibly can. Now, I don't know what their schedules look like, obviously, because I'm not them. But you said to bring in our financial stuff and you'd write up the pre-approval letter. We still haven't got that, even though they told us what we were approved for, or what price range to look for. So, to me, this just kind of seems like a big mess, and I know buying a house is not the easiest thing to do in life, but I feel like it needs to. I don't know if our lender is the right lender for us, or our realtor. Our realtor, to me, so far kind of sucks. It kind of seems slow. So, I don't know. Things might change. I might try a different lender and try to get pre-approved through someone else. My bank, personally, they called us and was saying that they have real competitive rates, and they might be able to offer us a better interest rate too, because, like, they didn't even tell us what our interest rate would be. And when I contacted our lender about what our interest rate would be, they say that's a day-by-day basis, which that seems weird. But the bank was real transparent, was like, boom, here's what our interest rates start at. The only difference is with our bank, we have to pay $25 up front to do a credit check, because they do a real deep credit check. But they said at closing we'd get that money back. So I'm not sure yet. Might just go ahead with that. Or I said it twice. Go ahead with that to try and see if we get any better stuff from our bank. If that doesn't work, might go through who my car's through, because I think that's who my sister went through, and she had real good, everything worked out pretty good for her, and they've been good to us, and we've been pretty good about paying everything on time, so I think it would work out. I don't know, it's just stuff going through my head right now. It's a process. It's a pretty big process. But this is what we're dealing with buying our first house. It's even though it's a process and stuff, it will pay off in the end, and I know that. Owning a home is a very good investment to do in your life, but there's just a lot of nonsense, I feel like, that you have to deal with. Kind of sucks. It's not like, oh, okay, you go get pre-approved, then boom, I think that's someone I used to work with. Anyways, it's not like you just go get pre-approved, boom, and you're interested in buying a house, give a realtor an address, go look at the house. If all goes well, throw out an offer with contingencies and stuff like that. Then you got your escrow period. Well, actually, you got to see if it gets approved or not, and then accepted, or if they want to counter, and then you have your escrow period, and then closing, and then boom, you own the house. It's a lot of nonsense so far with our experience. Our experience has been, we didn't even get our pre-approval letter written up when we took our financial stuff like they said we would. Our realtor said he'd give us the personal portal for seeing listings, and instead of taking 1 day, he took 2 days, and it's just all drug out. It's nothing straightforward, boom, 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 get done. Which I feel like would make things a lot easier. It would make the home buying experience a lot better. I mean, maybe it's just that I'm eager to own a house, but I'm not sure yet. But if you guys enjoy this type of content and me uploading more frequently, I know it's not a whole lot of content, and maybe it's just not that interesting to watch or something, but I need y'all's feedback down in the comments. I'm just so cram-packed and stuff. I've thought about doing this for a while, but my phone mount's kind of going where it doesn't really want to work anymore, so I might have to buy a new one. Like it's stuck open, and when you close it, it doesn't like latch. It just like constantly opens, and you have to fidget with it till the button pops back out. But it just, to me, seems like it's all drug out when it doesn't need to be. It's my personal opinion. If any of y'all have bought a house or anything like that, or have any advice, let me know in the comments, because I feel like there's an easier way and a better way to do it. So I'll be open to suggestions down in the comments. I'll find a way to trim down these videos, but for right now, I'm having to just drive to work. So I'll drive really doing nothing except drive. So, stayed up a little too late last night. So, I used to smoke Black and Milds and stuff like that, and dip, but I've used bigger vapes, and that was good for a while, but now, like, someone at work introduced me to Saltnik. If you're wondering what this is, it's a little, like, pod thing, kind of like a Juul, and Saltnik is, most of it's a lot higher strength than regular vape juice. So it enters your bloodstream a little bit differently and stuff, but I like it because it definitely takes the edge off for the most part. When I'm overwhelmed and stuff. This little thing has been pretty good to me so far. If y'all do smoke or anything like that, I suggest getting something like this. Switch it over to Saltnik. The juice I have right now, it's called Illuminati by Propaganda. It's pretty good. It's let's see. I can see like oranges, pineapple, strawberries. So they're pretty good. The one I had before this was Blue Slushy. It was good. But there's not a whole lot going on other than trying to figure out stuff for buying this house. Or buying a house, I should say. Buying a house, just, if y'all think if you're financially stable enough and can do it, I recommend it, because it will pay off in the end. But it's so much more stressful, and there's so much more to it than just renting. Renting is, for us, has been pretty easy so far. But when I was first starting renting, you know, I had to have a cosigner or pay 2 months rent up front, and then even though I was there for like 6 months, then I tried to go somewhere else, still needed a cosigner, then went somewhere else, and they went ahead and was like, alright, you don't need a cosigner or nothing. So renting's pretty easy. Buying a house is in a whole nother league on its own. That's for sure. I can promise you that. If you think buying a house is a super easy process, based on what we're dealing with right now, I would disagree. There's a lot to it. And trying to understand it, I got a pretty good idea how it works. But just because you know how it works, or understand, or think you know how it works, well, doesn't make it any easier really, because you're still having to go with your lender or mortgage company and discuss stuff with them, how to discuss everything with your realtor, and then trying to find time when your realtor's available, and then going to look at a house, to making an offer, and then waiting. It's a lot of waiting because you don't want to buy a house blindly, you know what I mean? So you want to go look at it, and then you gotta wait. I think our lender's making us do a home inspection to make sure that it's, move-in ready, since we're doing an FHA loan. But it's just a process. You just gotta deal with a lot of crap. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with crap is just the way of life. Just keep dealing with it. So eventually you get the result you want. It feels like the bigger things that you try to do in life, the more crap you have to deal with. It's never going to go anywhere. It's never as smooth as you think it's going to be. And then, I guess that's just my rant and the video about our personal experience with so far. I mean, it hasn't been that long into the process, but that's what we've dealt with so far with our experience on trying to buy a home. If you enjoy the content, make sure to like the video, comment down below, and I'll update y'all in the next video with where we're at. See y'all in the next one.